Guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Shaq's cleared mound for Warriors. Stephen Curry amid constant GOAT convo. NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal gave a cleared mound for Warriors superstar Stephen Curry that will fire up fans. The greatest shooter of all time continued his stellar form in Golden State's 114-102 road win over the New York Knicks. The Warriors are now 9-1 when newest addition Jimmy Butler has been featured in the lineup. Curry in particular has looked rejuvenated from the trade, and his team now is the number 6 seed in the Western Conference. The 36-year-old has still shown the capability of being the best player on a championship team as he attempts to rise through the all-time ranks, and Shaq, who's an all-time great in his own right, believes Steph deserves more respect. During a game break for the Knicks-Warriors game, the legendary center gave his outlook on Curry's place among the game's icons as the supreme leader of Big Man Alliance. I demand you fans start putting Steph Curry in the greatest of all time conversation. Just start putting him in the conversation. I demand it. I played against Mike, played with Kobe, and played against and with LeBron. They're all great, but at some point we have to start putting Steph Curry in that category. I'm not saying he is, but let's just have the conversation. I have never seen anything like this before, and nobody has. It goes without saying that if Stephen Curry were to retire right now, he would still be a consensus top 15 to top 10 player of all time. However, the transcendent point guard cement is still dry as he continues to add to his legacy, and it does not look like he's slowing down anytime soon. Even at this stage in his career, there was little belief that the Golden State Warriors would win another title after Kevin Durant left the franchise for the Brooklyn Nets. That doubt was proven wrong in the 2022 finals. Now there are similar sentiments in 2025, especially as the Warriors championship core from the past continues to go through changes and continues to age. However, there's something that can be said about Draymond Green's confidence in his team's championship odds during this All-Star break. Golden State clearly believes it has a chance to win the championship this season, and while there are many formidable teams ahead of them right now in the Western Conference, the Warriors will have the experience advantage over almost any squad they face. Should Stephen Curry lead the franchise to one more title before he decides to end his career? Shaquille O'Neal's bold statement on the GOAT debate will not be controversial. It will be the consensus. The Golden State Warriors visit the New York Knicks on Tuesday night. Stephen Curry is on the injury report alongside Jonathan Kuminga and Gary Payton II, with the last two players listed as out. Curry is dealing with right ankle soreness while Kuminga has a right sprain and Payton has a nasal bone contusion. Here's everything we know about Stephen Curry's injury and his playing status versus the Knicks. Given Stephen Curry is questionable on the injury report, the assumption is he will be a game-time decision against the Knicks. Curry tends to be healthy throughout the season, so his presence on the report would be a formality. This would be a big matchup for the red-hot Warriors, taking on one of the Eastern Conference's best teams against the Knicks. The hosts have won 3 straight, going 7-3 in their last 10 games. They do have an injury designation on Karl Anthony Towns, currently questionable heading into the contest this season. Curry is averaging 24 points, 6.2 assists, 4.4 rebounds and 1.1 steals per game. After 52 appearances, he is shooting 44.7% from the field, including 39.5% from beyond the arc. Curry hasn't missed a game since the Warriors game against the Utah Jazz on January 28. He has played in every contest since that absence, putting up 28 points, 2 points, 5.9 assists and 3.6 rebounds. He is recording these numbers on shooting splits of 45.5% overall and 37.9% from downtown. Their Warriors are in great rhythm, moving up to the 6th spot in the Western Conference standings. They are 8-2 in their last 10 games, proving they can still be competitive with a veteran core of star players. So when it comes to the question of if Stephen Curry is playing tonight versus the Knicks, the answer is maybe. Knicks family gets Jimmy Butler's game-worn jersey after Warriors win and message. The New York Knicks hosted the Golden State Warriors at Madison Square Garden on Tuesday night, and plenty of star stars were in attendance to watch Steph Curry and company take on the hometown team. Actress Alexandra Daddario was in the building, as was basketball legend Sue Bird Common, and Jennifer Hudson got up close and personal with the action on the court. And of course there was Spike Lee, the most notorious Knicks fan at the Garden, was in his spot, and after the game shared a nice moment with newly minted Warrior star Jimmy Butler. Butler gave Lee the jersey off of his back, no washing needed. It would have been fun if Lee hand it over his glasses or some other piece of his look to complete the trade, but maybe that can happen at the premiere of his next movie if Butler is in attendance. Shaq demands NBA fans include Steph and GOAT conversation since winning his fourth NBA championship in 2022. Steph Curry's status among basketball's all-time greats has been a hot topic after the Warriors' comeback victory over the New York Knicks on Tuesday at Madison Square Garden. TNT studio analyst and Smith Memorial Basketball Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal made a bold proclamation about Curry's greatness. As the supreme leader of the Big Man Alliance, I demand you fans to start putting Steph Curry in that greatest of all time conversation, O'Neal declared during the TNT broadcast. Just start putting him in the conversation. There's Michael Jordan, there's Kobe Bryant, there's LeBron James. Start putting Steph in that conversation, I demand it. That's high praise coming from someone whom many rank as another of the NBA's top 10 all-time players, and competed alongside and against many other names in that echelon. I played against Mike, played with Kobe, played against and with LeBron. They're all great, O'Neal continued, but at some point we're going to have to put Steph Curry in that category. I'm not saying he is the GOAT, but let's just have the conversation. I like all the internet talk and the barbershop talk, but I ain't never seen nothing like that before, and nobody has. And how many rings he got? 1 2 3 4 against LeBron. I demand that people start putting my guy in that conversation, period. Needless to say, O'Neal probably isn't someone whose demand you want to refuse. Tuesday wasn't the greatest performance of Curry's career, but the Warrior star did put on a show in the second half at one of basketball's most renowned venues. He scored 14 of his 28 points during Golden State's big third quarter charge before adding a pair of clutch three-pointers down the stretch to seal the win. And of course the classic showman wished the home crowd sweet dreams just for good measure. It's hard not to call that great. And you fan, what do you think about the situation of Shaquille O'Neal? Write to us in the comments.